Hello, everyone. So, what is culture? For me, culture is a term that gives me the opportunity to find similar people with similar customs and beliefs that enable me to live my life to the fullest extent. Culture can be expressed in many different ways. The music that we listen to, the food that we eat, the way in which we greet others, the way in which we walk and talk, and just our everyday movements that we wouldn't even really think about. In regards to the disability video, I would say that it definitely gave me a deeper understanding for cultures because it gave me an opportunity to see people finding a culture within a culture despite being something outside of religion and race. Definitely. An example I would give is when they were all demonstrating the moon, the crow, and the sleeping horse. And they were all moving collectively the first time as a collective culture. And then the second time, they all got to move within themselves. And in some cases, you saw some similar movements, but as a whole, they were all interpreting it differently. Some with similar cases just because they were all of different cultures, like wheelchair culture or cerebral palsy culture or paralysis culture or autistic culture. And so it just really kind of showed me that opportunity to find that everyone can find a culture within a culture and find their group of people that they identify with, definitely. The cultures I would say I identify with would be African American, and I always think of this finger right here because it just kind of reminds me of the way in which I grew up in my home of empowerment and knowing who you are as a person. So this means you know who you are. For me, I would definitely say I identify as a Christian. So of course I think of prayer hands. And then I also identify as a Southern person. So I think of stomach rubs. I also think of licking my lips because I live around a lot of food and I love food as a Southern person. So, and when I think about my own individual identity and collective culture, I think as a Black woman, the individual identity as a black woman within the culture being African American. And I think that because my experiences as an African American woman are definitely different than my brother's experience of being an African American male, especially since they are given more opportunity to have slightly more oppressing states, I guess you could say, to feel a little bit superior in their own way. And for me as a Black woman, I have my own struggles that I deal with because of my gender as well. But despite all that, I do get opportunities and advantages that I really wouldn't think of in everyday living that make me who I am and make me proud of where I came from within my culture. And I would definitely go about informing others by just speaking about my truth.